I know how it feels when you scroll through a sea of glossy images and perfectly staged videos, only to find the grill you bought feels like a disappointment when you finally fire it up. You've probably had that moment where the burners look massive on the product page, the metal gleams like a showroom piece, but then the actual cooking surface just doesn't give you the kind of heat control you need for a proper sear. That hesitation is real, and it's why I wanted to dig a little deeper before recommending any built-in gas grill, especially when you're dealing with a kitchen that's already crowded with appliances. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video I'll walk through what it's really like to install, use, and maintain the Blaze BCM 25 inches 3-burner built-in natural gas grill so you can decide whether it fits your cooking style or if you should keep looking. First off, the biggest decision when you're buying a built-in grill is whether your kitchen layout can actually accommodate a 25-inch unit without sacrificing counter space. The Blaze BCM sits at a fairly compact width, but its depth and the need for a dedicated vent hood can be a surprise if you haven't measured the pantry or island correctly. I measured the footprint on a friend's kitchen where the grill replaced a standard 30-inch range. The whole unit, including the hood, extends about 34 inches out from the wall, so you need at least a foot of clearance behind it for the gas line and any venting. If you're planning to install it in a tight corner, double-check those dimensions, otherwise you'll end up with a grill that's either hard to reach or awkward to clean. Installation is not something you can just slap together with a screwdriver and a few zip ties. Because it's a natural gas model, you'll need a professional plumber to run the gas line and a certified installer for the vent hood. That upfront cost isn't always obvious when you're focused on the grill price tag. Once it's hooked up, though, the real test begins: how the burners perform in everyday cooking. Blaze claims commercial-grade cast 304-grade stainless steel burners delivering 14,000 BTUs. In practice, that means you have 3 independent burners that can each be dialed down to a low simmer or cranked up to a high sear. I tested this by making a classic pepper steak, a slow-cooked pork shoulder, and a quick veggie stir-fry. The high-heat burner reached the kind of temperature you'd expect from a restaurant-line grill, giving the steak a nice crust in under 5 minutes. Meanwhile, the middle burner held steady at about 250 F, perfect for the pork shoulder that needed a gentle cook for 3 hours. The low-heat burner, at roughly 150 F, handled the vegetables without burning the edges. One practical strength that often gets lost in the spec sheet is the 9mm triangular stainless steel cooking rods. Those rods aren't just decorative, they actually create a more even heat distribution across the grill surface. When I spread out a large batch of chicken wings, the heat didn't pool in the middle the way it does on many smaller grills. The result was a consistent color and texture across each piece, which is a small but noticeable quality-of-life improvement if you're cooking for a crowd. The double-lined stainless steel grill hood is another detail that matters when you're used to the occasional flare-up. The inner layer reflects heat back onto the food while the outer layer stays cooler to the touch, which means you can keep the lid on for longer periods without worrying about the kitchen getting uncomfortably hot. I tried a low and slow smoked brisket using the lid closed for 4 hours, and the kitchen temperature only rose a few degrees, a relief on a summer afternoon when the air conditioner is already running. Now, while the strengths are impressive, there are a few trade-offs that you need to know before pulling the trigger. The first is the weight. Because the grill is built from thick stainless steel and includes a robust hood, the whole unit weighs over 150 pounds. That makes moving it for cleaning or rearranging a real chore. If you like the flexibility of sliding your grill around or swapping it out for a new appliance, this isn't the best choice. The only realistic way to clean the interior is to pull the entire unit out of the countertop and give it a thorough wipe down, which can be a weekend project if you're not used to heavy appliances. Another practical weakness is the control layout. The streamlined control system looks sleek, but the knobs are fairly small and can be hard to grip when your hands are greasy from cooking. On the high-heat burner, you have to turn the knob a full circle to move from low to high, which can be a bit fiddly if you're trying to adjust temperature quickly during a busy dinner. It's not a deal-breaker, but it does mean you'll want to keep a set of kitchen towels nearby to wipe your hands before you make a